The Roman Empire, one of the most magnificent civilizations in history, a civilization that shaped the very foundations of the modern world. Through its military might, architectural brilliance, and profound cultural influence, Rome changed the course of history. But how did an empire born from a small village by the Tiber River rise to dominate the world, only to crumble in a dramatic fall? This is the story of the Roman Empire, a tale of ambition, triumph, and tragedy. It all began in the 8th century BS on the banks of the Tiber River in central Italy. What started as a small settlement on 7 hills would eventually grow into the mightiest empire the world had ever known. The Romans were initially a cluster of tribal communities, governed by kings, but it was under their first great king Romulus that Rome began its ascent to greatness. According to legend, Rome was founded by Romulus and his twin brother Remus, who were raised by a she-wolf. From these humble beginnings, the Romans established a society based on strength, discipline, and ambition. As the years passed, Rome grew under the rule of successive kings. By the 6th century BS, Rome had built its first temples and public buildings, developing a unique culture with influences from neighboring civilizations, especially the Etruscans. But it wasn't until the Romans overthrew their last king, Tarquin the Proud, in 509 BS that Rome transitioned into a republic, a new era that would set the stage for its imperial rise. The Roman Republic was born, and for the next 5 centuries, it would dominate much of the known world. In the 1st century BS, under the leadership of Julius Caesar, Rome's ambitions expanded beyond Italy. The Roman legions, the most disciplined and formidable fighting force in the world, began their relentless campaigns. By 58 BS, Julius Caesar had conquered Gaul, modern-day France, and his fame spread throughout the Mediterranean. But Caesar's ambitions went beyond mere conquest. He sought to become the supreme ruler of Rome, and in 49 BS, he famously crossed the Rubicon River, effectively declaring war on the Roman Senate. The ensuing civil war would see Caesar's victory and his rise to power as the dictator of Rome. In 44 BS, Caesar's assassination at the hands of his allies would shake Rome to its core. But his death set the stage for the rise of Augustus, his grandnephew and adopted son, Octavian. Augustus would go on to become Rome's first emperor, marking the beginning of a new era. In 27 BS, Octavian became Augustus, the first emperor of Rome. Under Augustus, Rome entered its golden age, a period known as Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For over 200 years, the empire flourished, achieving unprecedented levels of prosperity and stability. Under Augustus' leadership, Rome expanded its territories, and the empire stretched from the British Isles to the deserts of Egypt. The Roman legions established a presence in nearly every corner of the known world. One of the great achievements of this era was Rome's vast network of roads and infrastructure. The Romans constructed over 250 miles of roads, some of which are still used today. These roads facilitated trade, communication, and military movement across the empire. The Romans also pioneered architectural marvels such as the Colosseum, the Pantheon, and the aqueducts, which supplied cities with fresh water. Roman law, too, became a model for future civilizations. The Roman legal system, with its principles of justice, equality before the law, and property rights, laid the foundation for modern legal frameworks in many parts of the world. Rome became a thriving center of commerce, art, and culture. It was a city of architectural grandeur, cultural exchange, and intellectual development. During this period, the empire's military might and cultural achievements were at their peak, but no empire is without its struggles. Despite its successes, the Roman Empire faced growing challenges that would eventually lead to its downfall. By the 3rd century AD, the empire was stretched too thin. The costs of maintaining the vast empire, including its military, grew exponentially. Internal political instability also plagued Rome. Emperors were often overthrown or assassinated, and power struggles became common. A series of weak and ineffective rulers led to widespread corruption, economic decline, and social unrest. Meanwhile, external threats from barbarian tribes on the empire's borders intensified. The Germanic tribes, the Visigoths, and later the Huns, seized on Rome's internal weaknesses and began invading Roman territories. By the early 5th century, the Western Roman Empire was on the brink of collapse. The fall of the Western Roman Empire came in 476 AD. The last Roman emperor, Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odoacer. This event marks the traditional end of the Western Roman Empire and the beginning of the Middle Ages. Rome, once the heart of an empire that spanned 3 continents, had fallen. The city was sacked, its monuments reduced to ruins. The empire that had once been the epitome of civilization was no more. Yet while the Western Roman Empire may have fallen, the legacy of Rome has never truly disappeared. Roman culture, law, and architecture continue to shape the world today. The Latin language, the root of many modern languages, including Spanish, French, and Italian, lives on. Roman law forms the foundation of legal systems in many countries, and Roman architecture still influences the buildings we see today. Rome's contributions to governance, engineering, and culture continue to be felt across the globe. The spirit of Rome endures, a testament to its greatness. The rise and fall of the Roman Empire is more than just a tale of a once great civilization. It is a story of ambition, power, and the inevitable challenges that even the greatest empires face. The story of Rome teaches us about the fragility of power, the importance of stability, and the enduring impact of culture and innovation. Though Rome may have fallen, its legacy continues to inspire and shape the world we live in today.